With great pride and honor, I just want to congratulate all of the Albion Online Reddit graduates on their promotion to being in guilds, instilling you with Black Zone better propaganda and giving you very little information of actual value about the game. You'll now be able to apply your skills to the guild for menial pay, for a guild which will own you for the rest of your gaming life. You're going to sacrifice your time and your sanity for this meager handouts of re-gears and little spouts of silver, as various officers and other people in charge will scream your head off for having the wrong helmet passive, or they will further demoralize you and dilute the truth of this game. You're going to sell your freedom and everything that you wanted to do in this game, but hey, at least you'll be getting some re-gears. Oh, and because you're now enslaved to the guild, you're going to be in a video game lifetime of debt because you're going to be fined for having the wrong gear, not showing up to CTAs, and other things that 6 different Discord bots are going to track you by. You will be too desperate for silver to ever hold a controversial opinion against these guilds. You'll do as they say, and you'll think the way that the guild wants you to think. In return, you might be lucky to earn just enough for premium. You'll note that all your years in these guilds, not once have they actually taught you how to make real silver. It's important because with silver, you would technically be free from the guild's stranglehold on you. And you worked so very hard with this guild, and they worked so very hard to keep you down and keep you in the trenches. It doesn't take 4 years of being in a guild and hundreds of millions of silver in debt to them to learn how to make silver in Albion Online. It's actually the worst thing that you could possibly do in this game. Because you're wasting something that's way more important than silver in this game. You're wasting your time. Right now, you could join the Swole Benji Discord and you can have access to all the knowledge that members only get, or you can become a channel member for $5 a month to get inside knowledge of how to make silver in this game, or just simply subscribe and watch my regular videos. Those are pretty much good enough to get you tens and hundreds of millions of silver as long as you have the grind. Join the Bridgewatch faction group that we have set up in our server, and you can learn the most advanced ways possible in order to earn the most faction points that will earn you millions of silver and combat fame credits through tomes. Albion Online is sales. Whenever you try to apply for a guild, you're basically trying to sell them that your skills so that they'll give you silver every month in exchange for showing up to CTAs. Being able to have high specs and confidence in your PvP abilities is the biggest seller of how a guild selects you. Ganking, gathering, silver making, farming, market flipping. We'll even teach you how to grind and spec up your gear. Why be rich and weak? Rich players are still low spec and they still lose fights. We'll teach you in-game how to be rich and strong. You join a community with dozens of real Albion gankers and rich people, ready to share their Albion experiences. If you want to be an Albion billionaire, learn from billionaires. And the Swole Benji Discord provides all this completely free if you can pass the questionnaire. Fully accessible to any person in Albion. The server has over 10,000 people that have agreed to the rules. This isn't because of some societal pressure that you get from Reddit. This is because we deliver on our promises. Our information is so cutting edge that even people that play this game on a cell phone can benefit. What are you doing with your time? How do you not have a fire in your mind to go out and grind and make millions of silver per hour? Albion's kind of beautiful from the outside in. When you're outside of Albion and you view it, you understand how it works. But when you're stuck inside of Albion, you can't appreciate how it truly is. When you're on your mammoth away from Albion, looking in at it, I'm very glad. I'm glad Albion exists. I need people to go into Yellowzone Mist in like 4.1 and get ganked. I need people to show up for faction fights under geared. And I'm actually very thankful for that. Albion would be a very chaotic place if everyone knew how to just get 8.4s and go smurf yellow zones. Albion would be a very dangerous place if everyone had a free mind. So I'm glad there's a whole bunch of people that are Reddit-minded. However, those that feel it deep inside of them innately, that they feel it in their soul that they want to escape the low-tier gear, those people need to become free. Because those are the people that are being called crazy on Reddit. I don't need to be motivated to grind because I'm a disciplined person. If I allocate X amount of time to do something, I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to go gather, I'm going to go grind, I'm going to go fame farm up, and with complete and absolute vigor for the allocated amount of time. Every action your character takes is molding what your character will become. Every time that you don't log in, every time that you're undisciplined and you're just watching a stream instead, you are training yourself that that's okay, a downward spiral towards mediocrity. You are exactly where you deserve to be. Change who your character is, and you will change how you live in Albion. If I'm not doing something that's extremely efficient or extremely simple, then I'm in a perpetual state of crippling boredom and stress. Therefore, I constantly seek simpleness and efficiency to forever succeed. Players in Albion are not designed to be comfortable. They want to achieve. They want to feel the pain and suffering of the grind. They want to conquer something. That's why we smash people in yellow zones. The person who goes to the static dungeon every day, regardless of how they feel, will always beat the person who only goes to the static dungeon when they feel like going to the static dungeon. The 8.4 yellow zone grinder always beats the black zone 6-1 grinder. Efficiency always wins. Emotional control isn't a lack of emotion. It's realizing this is a pixel video game. Who cares? Just make people mad. It's funny. Value is linked to grind efficiency. If you want something in this game that is valuable, you need to be grinding something that is efficient in earning silver. If it was easy, then would you even want it in the first place? So why are you complaining that it's going to take a while? I could never stop yellow zone ganking even if I lost 100 fights, because I'm not built to live a normal existence. For 3 years, I grinded 19 hours per day, 7 days per week, and I was motivated to grind maybe 25% of the time. The rest of the time, I went and did the grind because I am disciplined. The average Albion gamer is a tryhard, so if you don't try hard, then it's impossible to get upset if you lose. You're going to have to grind when you don't feel like grinding. That's how it's going to have to be, or you're never going to be high spec. Sadness is a warning. You feel it for a reason. Your mind is telling you that you need to grind longer. A good plan today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow. You've got to grind something, and you've got to grind something a while. If you're just sitting around town talking to people and hoping for things to get better, that's how you lose. Most people see other people with really good items that they want, and then they don't do the grind to get it. They don't try to grind so they could get the thing they want. The temporary satisfaction of quitting the grind is outweighed by the eternal suffering of being dunked on by an 8.4 max spec player. Alright. Close your eyes, focus on making yourself feel excited and powerful and high energy. Imagine destroying every goal in Albion with ease. Soon, a smile will appear. Now open your eyes, get to work, start grinding. The amount of grind you can tolerate while remaining efficient is directly correlated to the level of success you will have. Don't listen to advice of the people who are living lives that you don't want to live, myself included. If you don't want to go dunk people in yellow zones, why are you watching this? When's the last time that you prevented something bad from happening instead of dealing with something bad that happened after it has already happened? This is why we grind. Grinding is the key to success in this game. It absolutely is. If you cannot force yourself to do something that you don't want to do, how are you ever going to put yourself through the suffering required for maximum specs and affording those 8.4 items? I'm very happy that my Albion life has been difficult because it's impossible to become a capable player without the struggle, facing serious adversities and overcoming insurmountable odds. Every day that you make the wrong choice in Albion, the more your character's potential is wasted. If you want people in Albion to care about who you are, become familiar with pain. Being inefficient in one area of Albion Online results in being inefficient in all areas of Albion. Start with grinding up a weapon. Start with faming up your gathering. Or the way that you can argue with people in the English chat. Be systematic and professional in all things. You've never pushed yourself because the grind is simply insurmountable, though optimism is a prerequisite to genuine efforts. People who grind every day do not want to grind every day. They are not motivated to grind every day. They forget motivation and rely on purpose and discipline. Aspire to be the Albion player who can do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, and escape the grind. Imagine you and your brother both riding twin Avalonian basilisks through the Yellowzone countryside. Imagine how free you would feel. Most people lack one of three things: grinding, diligence, and capable bros that would make 99.9% of things, possible in this game. Most people only have one of these things. You want to know what Albion winners have for breakfast? They have faction warfare. As soon as you wake up, you enlist in Bridgewatch and you go beat up Martlock and then you go beat up Limhurst every single morning. The player who grinds every day, regardless of how he feels, will always beat the player who only grinds when he feels like grinding. The best players grinded harder than you. They wanted it more, they deserve it more. If you want to become the best, then you gotta grind harder and longer. I get asked this a lot in faction fights, because I would beat someone up in a faction fight and they're like, man, how do I beat you? It's because I have higher spec than you and I have 8.4 gear, which is better than the gear you have. And then they would ask, yeah, but what should I do different? There's nothing I can say to them that would stop, stop me from beating them in a fight. If I could just say a few words and then suddenly they can beat me in a fight, well then it would invalidate all of my grinding, all of my spec, and all of my gear. Then grinding would be pointless. Albion doesn't work that way. I beat you in a faction fight because my gear is better than yours, and my spec is higher than yours because I grinded longer than you did. The game masters could give you a plan and say, if you do this every day and you do this, then you'll succeed and you'll be rich and you'll have high specs, and then you quit halfway through because you can't stand the grind. Well, then why do you think that you deserve the levels and the gear? Even a game master can't turn a quitter into a prized player billionaire with max specs. Point being is, if you actually do the grind, you will be successful. That's how the game works. 25 million silver will be donated this year. Let the haters talk endless false virtue and help precisely no one that watches them while pretending to care that I'm, bad man on Reddit. They only hate on me for clicks in an attempt to get money for their failing channels. I'm going to save Albion. Also, all the people that pay attention to like the official Albion streamers and officially sponsored content creators, like do you really believe that SBI is just being nice and showing you what to do and how to play the game? No, they want you to pay for premium. They don't like content creators like me that show you how to earn enough in-game silver so you can get premium with the in-game silver and not give them a damn dime of your real life money. They tell you what to think for free. They decide what they want you to think based on what benefits them the most. They don't care how sad the players are. They don't care if we cancel our accounts and uninstall the game. If you even mention it, they start mentioning how, you don't make enough silver, and you do some other garbage. How we feel as a community, as a player, means nothing to Stillfront or SBI until they need us to run into the burning, falling down game. Time has always been my friend because every video I make and everything that I say, on a long enough time frame, it's always shown the Albion player base one thing: Swole Benji was right. I don't believe in tired or low energy. I am either grinding or I am ganking. Do you understand? If you have to choose an emotion to be in Albion Online, don't choose happiness, choose pride. Pride is earned. Live your days doing actions that you'll be proud of in the future. People say that my fighting style with my 8.4 gear reeks of arrogance. That just because I have lots of silver and good gear that I'm entitled to greatness in this game. Like, is that supposed to be insulting? They call me arrogant, I say damn right. That's pride. Pride in the ganker I am. In Albion, if you're organized, you're fast, and you have a system, stop doing things that you know are a waste of time in this game. I made a whole video series on that. Stop acting based on the emotional whims of guildies and Redditors. Imagine that version of yourself. Imagine what you can accomplish in a single year of playing this game with that mindset. Listen, lads, grinding the blue and yellow zones. They're gonna call it boring, okay? They're gonna call it obsessed with Soul Benji. That's what they say about me. Now they call me champ. Check your destiny board every single day and ask yourself, is this really the best that you can be? There is no advantage holding the Redditor beliefs that the black zone is somehow better because it's higher risk. This only weakens your performance in the game. Set your Albion standards high. Most of you are happy with yourselves, your characters, you're comfortable. Comfort is the silent killer of being exceptional. Be angry and demand more for your character. Become great. Albion Online, they've eradicated every single super streamer content creator that any new player could look up to. It's a deliberate attempt to stifle any aspiration to become self-reliant and be able to get premium within the game without paying real money. I am the enemy because I am fighting back. Any chat rank in the Discord, they don't have a job in Albion. Why would I be working so hard to have hundreds of millions of silver for my chads to waste their life enslaved to some guild for scraps? No, I will give them the Albion life that they could ever afford, you know, private islands, guild halls, you know, tons of farms, you know, all that, endless spending, money, glamour, 8.4s. You'll be rich because you are, you know, playing with me every day, and we protect each other's spirit. These content creators, they've always done all these hit pieces of what a bad man I am. But, you know, these righteous accusers, they have way more skeletons in their closet than I ever did. And, oh man, it's bad. I speak truth against the devils, and that's why they attack me. Do not listen to the weak players on Albion on how to become strong or rich. They're not necessarily ignorant, they often know where they failed. However, they are spiteful and treacherous. They will point you in the wrong direction. This is especially true for Redditors. Misery loves company. The Albion creators will tell you that not everyone can be famous or successful or exceptional at this game. My message is that with enough concentrated efforts, anybody can. I mean, hell, I was a literal who no one knew who I was, and I pretty much rose above all of them, and it only took like a year. That's all I've got for you in today's video. Do me a favor, on the right side of your screen, there's a video you should absolutely click, and if you don't click it, well, what's gonna happen is you won't be able to decide what to eat. It's a real problem. You're gonna be like, I don't know what I want to eat, and you're gonna spend hours trying to figure it out. So just click the video on the right side of your screen, and you won't have that problem.